Hi everyone, welcome. Welcome to Sacred Ceremony, Vlogmas, Day 5. Go ahead and welcome yourself to get comfortable, to tune out any distractions, and enter into this time and space for yourself, as well as to be in community and heart coherence. I'm going to light a candle. And chime the singing bowl. Today is Sunday, December 8th, 2024. Take a moment just to breathe into your body, to let go of whatever you were doing, whatever you still have yet to do today. And just soften. Notice what's alive in your living being right now. How much of our life is focused elsewhere? Like day one, that graceful awareness. We bring ourselves back over and over again. So this is our time to do that. I'm actually feeling called to guide us into another little meditation. So if it's something that you're able to do right now, and you feel called to close your eyes and go into a meditation, then I invite you to do so. I invite us to imagine a time in our life where we got to receive the fruits of faith, where we got to witness faith playing out in our life. It could be in a small way, a subtle way. It could be in a very large, miraculous way. So go inward into your memories. Become curious and playful, not rigid. And ask yourself, what is the time that stands out, that wants to remind me when I saw the fruits, the manifestation of faith in my life? Or no matter what I was going through, no matter the fears, concerns, and worries that were showing up, everything truly was okay. Everything became okay. Everything showed up and reminded me that this too is okay. Beyond if my mind accepts it, beyond if there's sadness or anger. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment and enter into this place with you, where I can access a time in my life as you're accessing a time in your life where I got to receive the fruits of faith. And being willing to be surprised, not knowing how it showed up, not knowing why it showed up the way it did, but just trusting whatever arises in my body, in your body. Softening, relaxing into this meditation. Maybe you'll notice that there's so many. Maybe it'll be hard for you to even remember one. Wherever you are is okay. It's just an invitation to see what shows up for us without judgment, without clinging to it. I can feel so many rushing forward, and if I sat here for a little longer, I feel like it could flow infinitely throughout my whole time, my whole life. The first one that showed up was the obvious, well, I guess it's not obvious, right? Because it goes to show that it's beyond any outcomes that we might be holding. How we want things to look a certain way. How we want something to show up or become. But faith is different, right? We have to let go of our expectations. And the first one that shows up is being able to be beside my mother in the hospital for 22 days before she died. And we didn't know the outcome. We didn't know if she was going to live and flourish in her body, or if she was going to live but be forever different and unable to do things the way she used to do them, or if she was going to release her body. And so we had to traverse the realm of the unknown, and there was a lot of fear and uncertainty and questioning and a lot of sadness and anger and pain. And yet that was the first one that showed up, probably because it's still one of the more present ones for me. But how faith guided the whole thing with my mother and I and my family. And regardless of what we wanted, faith was truly guiding us into a presence that said it really is going to be okay. Even when we're throwing a temper tantrum and shouting and screaming and saying, no, it's not what I wanted. It's too soon. And yet for me in my personal journey, I don't know what's true for you. I'm not saying this is universal for everybody. But for me, I can honestly say that faith was there holding my hand. I was holding Faith's hand very intentionally and consciously and in a state of trustful surrender. And every moment, no matter if it was a high moment, a low moment, it was really letting me know that it's okay. I remember having to shift into these moments with my mom repeatedly all day long, every day, because the moments were so extreme, where her body would go into these places of extreme stress, and then a new moment would show up, and now we were okay, or now there was a moment of peace. And it was a lot like laboring before you give birth, where when you're at your peak of your contraction, it feels like you can't do this, and it's very intense, and you end up holding your breath. It's hard to, you're kind of caught in that pain and that pain response. And then as soon as that contraction kind of lets up and there's a little space between the contractions, you're like, you take that breath and you soften, even if it's just for a second. And you're like, okay, you let go of the old moment and now you're in a new moment. It's like a reset. And then here comes another wave. And now you're in a new moment and it's building and it's building and it's really intense. And then it starts to dissipate and now you're going into a new moment. And so I remember saying to my mom and to myself over and over again during those 22 days, now we're in a new moment. And there was times when we could look into each other's eyes and we could say, this is an okay moment. Or this was a really hard moment. And before I start sobbing and getting really emotional, sharing this vulnerable share with you, and knowing that it feels really good to share it too, because it was sacred. It was a gift. My battery died. So I was just about to say I'm going to open another devotional. And this one's called Journey to the Heart. And it's by Melody Beattie. And so it's in this space of faith, where faith is made manifest in our lives, that I bring this book to my heart and breathe in and out through my heart space, feeling the rhythms of my body, the breath in the heart, moving in and out through the pages, connecting with this author, connecting with spirit and source, connecting with myself and connecting with all of you through the vibrational space of faith. Where has faith? How does faith move through our lives? What is the message that faith would like to deliver to us today? And so I opened up to May 10th, and it says, go for the ride. Not all sections of the road we travel are smooth, paved, easy riding. We may prefer the smooth sections of highway, but sometimes the road gets rough, and the rough section can go on for miles and miles. That's okay. It doesn't mean you've lost your way. It doesn't mean the rough section and bumpy spots will last forever. You are still on your path. Relax. Wiggle your shoulders a bit. Get ready, for you just may be in for the ride of your life. Don't try to ignore the bumps or pretend they're not there. Not all roads are paved and smooth. Not all roads are meant to be. So slow down a bit if you need to, but don't stop. Accept each part of the journey as it comes. Let each stretch of your path be what it needs to be. A beautiful message from faith. Go for the ride. I love that. And it's with that, beautiful friends, that I wish you a most lovely day or night. And I will see you tomorrow.